So good morning, YouTube. I'm getting ready to do something that I normally don't do. I'm packing up my stuff and going into the office. Uh, there's an office in the town I live in with the agency that I work for, and normally I don't go in and I work from home, but I'm going to try something different and see if I get more work done because sometimes when I'm at home, I find other stuff to do. The laundry, having a hankering for something to eat, all those little things. But anyway, I wanted to talk about something. I know I've talked about this an exorbitant amount, but it really messes me up. And I can't be alone. I cannot be alone in this. I just can't. So if I am the alchemist, the creator of my life, if I create my life, then why sometimes does it appear to take so long for something to come into my physicality? Why? And then the theorists want to say, oh, well, you haven't come into alignment. You don't have enough gratitude about it. You haven't gotten enough feelings about it, all this stuff. And sometimes I have a little bit of resistance to that. And the fact that I believe that it is all about that which brings it into my physicality, that it is all about that and so little about me. I give this example again that I've given like so many times about my son and his Ben & Jerry's ice cream. All he has to do is ask me, and I go to the store and get him the Ben & Jerry's ice cream. He knows that he can depend on me for the Ben & Jerry's ice cream. He knows that he can depend on me, that when I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. And so, and like, I'm going to find a way, even if it's something expensive, I'm still going to find a way to get him what it is that he needs, or my children. I have multiple children. So it is this trust in that. It's this trust in that, not in me being able to perfectly align myself or perfectly get in the vibrational vicinity of, or purposefully, like me. It's not based on me and anything that I'm actually doing. It's more based on what I believe to be the characteristics of the lover, the giver, the creator of everything that is. Does that make any sense? I hope it does. So I sort of see myself kind of like I'm like cooking all this stuff up, I really am somebody who likes to cook sometimes. Like sometimes I don't want to if I'm tired, but a lot of times in my life, it's just been kind of something that we did together, like was to cook a meal and then sit down and eat a meal together. And so, you got this cooking and that on that burner and that on that burner and that on that burner, maybe something in the oven. And I just feel like sometimes something's in the oven and it's not baking. It's not baking. Okay, so theorists would say, okay, well, you don't have the right conditions for it to bake. Theorists would say that I am not giving the right conditions for it to bake. So sometimes a strategy of mine is to put that thing on the back burner and not focus on it. I'm just not going to focus on it for a while, because when I'm focusing on it, I'm focused more on the absence of it. I'm sitting there going, I've asked for the Ben & Jerry's ice cream and I still don't have the Ben & Jerry's ice cream. 4 years later, 4 years later, I still do not have the Ben & Jerry's ice cream. And I mean, that is the reality, like the theorists say, you can't just believe in what is. You can't just believe in what is. You have to believe in this future. You have to believe in a future, and different theorists have different ways of their way of us getting into doing our part to have this thing come into our physical reality. It was so interesting. I for a while there, I was really trying to manifest a relationship, and not like with a specific person. It was just a relationship in general. And this went on for many years, and people always had their thing to say. Oh, when you least expect it. They all had all of their little things to say, and it always just really bothered me, because what I started to notice was it made no sense whatsoever. It didn't matter whether I was expecting it, not expecting it. It just didn't make sense. If I am a scientist and I'm experimenting, I'm sitting here and I'm saying, this stuff is weird, because I'm in this petri dish and I'm doing these things, and I'm not having the reaction that I want. I'm not. So, so sometimes I just feel like I just want to not experiment. But then I actually know that we create our reality. So I can't altogether get off this boat. I'm already on it. And so there's no getting off of it. I have to figure this out, or not figure this out. I don't know. But this is my number one bugaboo, is that I don't know that there is this foolproof formula, or at least I haven't experienced it. In the beginning of all of this, I had two different intentions. And one of them was probably, my light went off again. One of them was a whole lot more important to me than the other. Okay, so I have these two intentions, and I'm doing meditations on these intentions, and I'm putting out the energy, and I'm writing my affirmations. I'm doing my affirmations. I'm writing in my journal about it already done. I'm believing it already done. It is already given. It's just a done deal. All of that. Okay. Well, one of them did come into my physical reality, which was really crazy, because it came in the exact amount that I had put in a mind movie that I had made in July of last year, or June of last year. So last year, about this time, I did a mind movie, and within 2 months, that amount of money, which was pretty arbitrary, came into my physicality. But this other thing has not. And I actually know inside of myself that I've done everything that I could possibly do. I have. I'm God and I are the only ones who know, exactly the amount of gratitude that I have, this wish already fulfilled. But sometimes I just get tired of it. So okay, well, I'm just going to put it in the back burner. I did one of these years ago about, when do we stop watering our ideas? When do we stop, knowing that this one plant of mine was dead and was not coming back? It was supposed to be a perennial, but it did not come back. When do we stop watering it? When do we start putting effort into it? It's just an idea. It's just a thing, because my entire life is this project, is this experiment, and I'm doing this all the time, all day long, practicing these skills. So anyway, I'm back at this thing that is effing me up. But I have to say that I have shifted a bit in the fact that it doesn't seem to F me up as much. I'm a little bit more nonchalant about it, and then just kind of like whatever. I'm letting go. I'm letting God. I'm letting Jesus take the wheel. Anyway, I love you guys. I'll be back.